Welcome back, everyone. Thank you once again for joining me for Ambition, a Minuet in Power. I think, as far as this minuet, our dancing in the beginning was quite um, unstructured and in quite the need of a lot of work. Having said that, I think we are now at a point where we're kind of picking up our step and kind of making making good on some of the things that are happening. Uh, Now, we have a party here that we've been invited to for the military. Now, a thought is we could decline, but we don't have anything else coming up currently. But however, if we accept that we'll have two parties in a row, a consideration is that after a party, we are increasing our level of exhaustion, and it will increase the credibility penalty. I kind of want to avoid a heavy penalty, but because it's the military, we do have something in our wardrobe that quite increases the military favor quite a bit, but I kind of want to reduce the penalty that we gain from it. But we do have something for the crown here that will increase our credibility. So maybe what we do is we will take a day to rest, gain the large amount of credibility here, and then gain some for the military as well. I don't know what we will do, but we will certainly take this day to rest, unless this day has nothing really available. We've got some incidents here. Perils of journalism. Pierre, your erstwhile employer, works in a field where one makes quite a few enemies. You just didn't expect to catch up with him. So we could help him out there. Music to your ears. This one affects our credibility. But perhaps what we will do is we will help out Pierre a little bit. There is a sway in credibility, and there is a chance to make some money, and also a chance to that we gain some peril. But maybe first what we do is we take a look at how fresh our gossip is. They're still all fairly fresh. One of them is 9 days old. Oh, maybe it's just like the how fresh? I don't know if that's actually is fresh. At 9 days old? I don't know, guys. That seems kind of off. Maybe that's not the rating. Maybe that's just like, the category of fresh. There's one that's 5 days old, 4 days old, 3 days old. We probably do need to kind of sell these pretty quick. I'm starting to feel a little unsure about this one. 4 days old. I kind of want to get as much money as I can. You know what? Let's do that. Let's go sell. Let's go sell the gossip while we can get money. So let's do that. All right, you enter Pierre's office to find it more disorderly than usual, with Pierre pacing frantically in the middle of all the chaos. He looks up at you and exclaims, "Ah, madame, thank God you've arrived. I've been keenly checking the winds of public opinion, and my finely honed journalistic senses tell me that our readership desperately cries out for stories concerning the church. However, I'm at a loss for such information. If you can get me some fresh gossip relevant to the faction in the next 6 days, then I'll reward you with 30 livres in addition to your regular finder's fee." Let's do that.
Ooh.
"Ah, fantastique, madame. I just knew you were the perfect woman for the job," he replies with an excited grin. "I already await your success with bated breath. Now then, to business, yes?" "Yes." Alright, so we do have church gossip, which is what he was looking for. But let's get this outrageous one sold first. The Queen plans to grant a title to one of her closest female friends. Is the Queen recognizing merit or merely giving honors to her personal favorites? So let's sell this because it's of high value. So we will do this. No chance of public finding out. Sell the big ones first. This one, group of aristocrats have been trying to secure foreign sources of grain. Is it, as they claim, to distribute to starving farmers or to hoard it for themselves? We will sell this also. 1 in 20 chance of the public finding out. And then this one that he's been wanting, it's still relevant. So that category, it was just a category. It doesn't say that it was actually fresh. So it's still relevant though, so we will sell this as well. It's a 1 in 10 chance. Oh wait, I haven't read it yet. A bishop has called for the censorship of an opera critical to the church. Well, all these are kind of the same. They kind of like move back and forth, it seems. So there's a set amount of how much gossip or what the contents of the gossip is. So 1 in 10 chance of the public finding out. I think that's still decent odds. Thank you, madame. This is exactly the kind of salacious trash our esteemed readers require. Alright, so I think all this other stuff we're going to use to sway effect. So we can increase or decrease the power of the military by a small amount. So I think we're going to decrease the power of the military. Here, we're going to sway, and we're going to increase the power of the revolution, I think. And we'll do the same with this one as well. Increase the power. Pump up the power! Alright, now we'll go home, as we're done for the day. Now we've made a decent amount of money, which is incredible. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Empty bellies and mistrust. The price of food has been steadily rising for the last few months, as many farmers lost nearly their entire harvest in last summer's unseasonable hailstorms. This was followed by a drought, and then by one of most brutal winters in nearly a century. There are reports of starving people in the countryside boiling bark to make gruel. Desperate commoners are abandoning their homes and fleeing to the cities for relief. The people are hungry. Members of the nobility, like the Duc d'Orléans, have raised money to feed the poor, but the problem is simply too vast for any individual act of charity to solve. Finance Minister Necker has spent over 50 million livres importing grain from the rest of Europe, but the famine persists. The people are hungry and angry. Rumors circulate about wealthy aristocrats with secret stores of grain, purposefully extending the famine in order to lower wages and improve their political power. Workers are demanding higher wages from their bourgeoisie employers who remain intransigent. The people are hungry, angry, and they want to do something about it. Soon. And they're gonna be just beheading people. Again, it is the French Revolution, right? Actually, let us accept this invitation now. Because I think we're gonna go to this. And there's another crown one. By Countess Catherine Foix. Requests the attendance of Yvette Ducot. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should wait on this one? Because, what is this? Is this the mother of Marcel? Maybe we don't want to go to this one. Maybe we don't. It's a reception. So I think what we'll do is we'll rest prior to going to this. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff here. Necessary honesty? This sounds new. Not everyone... Oh, never mind. We've seen this one already. Alright, we'll rest at home for the next big day. Alright, you decide to take the day off, spend some time at home resting and recuperating. After spending the day in, taking care of yourself and doing some light writing, you feel recharged. The exhaustion has been affecting you before has passed. No longer any levels of exhaustion. That complete, you turn your focus upon the other matters and demand your attention. Alright, April 24th. Today is the day, everyone. The day we get to humiliate Marcel and possibly get quite a turnout with it. Alright, so let's go to the party. This party is for the crown, so let's get something that's good for the crown. Here we go. Conservative gown. I think it's the best one that we have. Yep, plus 13. So let's use this to go to the party. You spend some time waiting in the long line outside. It appears that Marcel has invited all of the great and the good of Paris, the ones that meet her particular standards at least. And yeah, Madame Gazelle would have been somebody who is of the upper crust of society. So she obviously would have gotten a invitation, even though they don't really, like, Honorade really didn't like Marcel at all, especially after what happened to Yvette. Your heart starts to race when you think about all of the people in this line that may have witnessed your humiliation at that fateful party all those nights ago. You inhale deeply through your nose in an effort to calm yourself and realize that this mask still faintly smells like Armand. You check a tiny mirror you keep in the carriage to see that you're wearing the conservative gown to a party being held by the crown. Credibility up. The guests greatly approve of your outfit, and your credibility has increased significantly. We're in 81, boys. 81 credibility. You're neither well-rested nor exhausted. Nothing is holding you back from doing your best in this game of wits. Still agitated by the guests around you, you listen carefully to their conversations for any sign that they might recognize you. While doing so, you manage to pick up an interesting rumor. You make a mental note of it, just in case. You've gained a piece of cheap crown gossip. You slowly regain your composure when you note a lack of second glances in your direction. It appears that this mask has really done the trick in terms of concealing your identity. Inside, you see the same doorman as before, who seems to be enjoying the opportunity to boss around anyone trying to enter the party.
Huh.
Invitation, madame? He asks expectantly. And we can say we're Madame Gazelle's date, but I don't think we should. I think we should just hand over the invitation. He looks over the invitation, making a great show of inspecting it for authenticity. When he reads the name of the addressee, he looks you up and down for a moment. Ah, Madame Gazelle, I barely recognized you in these uncharacteristically bright colors. You may enter, madame. I think now we can take a chance to give a gift. I know it's to our enemy, but I mean, if it increases our credibility and lowers our peril, I feel like we should take it. He quickly takes the gift from you and hands it off to another servant. As you enter the party, you can hear the whispers of other guests noting your generosity. They don't know that you had Camille pour the original bottle out and fill it back up with the worst wine that she could find, but that's for Marcel to find out later. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Camille. Credibility up, peril down for the sake of 10 livres that we just gave her absolute trash. Your vengeance is nigh. Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. Great. Thank you. All right. So, we have 4 conversations we can take up here. This one is the illegal gambling. This one, dishonest pretexts. You find yourself speaking again with Michael Pelletier, the chemistry student. He seems to be quite taken with the woman in front of him, but something about her motive seems more unsavory than most. Alright, that's interesting. Careful choices. Alright, 2 guests in this room seem absolutely paralyzed with the weight of the rumors that they bear within their hearts, but neither of them are willing to speak for fear of discovery. Perhaps if you were to get one of them alone, things would be different. So we have a chance at cheap gossip, or outrageous or shocking gossip, and changes in favor to Elizabeth and to Ludovico. And then this last one, persons of quality. It wouldn't be a party held by the aristocracy if someone didn't challenge your qualifications. In fact, the gentleman is approaching you to do just that. However, if you manage to outwit him, you might be able to get something useful out of it. I don't want to deal with that, actually. Perhaps we shall check in on our friend Michael Pelletier. Let's choose this conversation. Alright, you find yourself chatting with Michael Pelletier, the promising chemist, as well as the noblewoman who invited him to this particular soiree. Thank you again for bringing me here, Michael says to his host. I never thought I'd see the day when a noble woman took such an interest in me. Oh, this? Think nothing of it, Michael, she laughs. Though a certain rumor has piqued my curiosity. I heard that you've been traveling in the same circles as some prominent revolutionaries. Michael swallows nervously before continuing. Do these rumors displease you, madame? Quite the opposite, in fact. One imagines that if you were regularly in their presence, you would hear certain damaging things about their activities. Things that, if brought to light by the proper sources, would reveal the true danger of their cause. So she's looking for gossip, as that's what she's looking for. You would have me become a spy? Asks Michael. No, spies skulk in the dark, dear. You just repeat what you hear to me. And then, medium credibility challenge. Michael, you've always wanted something exciting to do. This could be it. Or, increase peril. First you invited him here on false pretenses, and now you're asking for his loyalty. Or we can just play it off. This seems like a conversation you two should have in private. I'd hate to intrude. I don't know that I want to help this woman. But I don't know that I want to help Michael out either. Is helping Michael out worth the additional peril that we'll be under? But then, would helping her out this lady out be worthwhile too? I don't think so. Maybe we tell her off. Be like, hey, why are you asking this dude to be a spy for you? I think we'll go with that. First you invited him here on false pretenses, and now you're asking for his loyalty. That seems really, very backhanded. So, I'm gonna go with that. How strange. I don't remember asking you to advise Monsieur Pelletier on this particular issue. Are you certain that you want to interfere with my plans like this? You've gained quite a bit of peril. Holy cow. We're up to 33 now? Jeez, that was at 18 peril or something? I don't remember what we were at. Madame Ducot makes a good point. I'm neither a noble nor a revolutionary. In fact, I've only been in Paris for less than a year. I'm barely a player in this particular game. That's why you would have been, to the devil with both of you. I can scarcely believe I wasted my time on this endeavor, just to have you cast it away due to a single sentence said by some country bumpkin. She leaves, making no attempts to hide her great displeasure, and eventually Michael smiles at you. I'm in your debt, Madame Ducot. Listening to her could have spelled disaster for me. When I once said that beautiful women were my greatest weakness, I had no idea how true it'd turn out to be. You've gained a little credibility. Okay, that's something. For a taste of something truly ironic, since I've been here, I've managed to overhear rumors of some truly damaging goings-on amongst the aristocracy. It's the kind of thing you might find yourself interested in. You've gained a shocking piece of crown gossip. The two of you joke together for a while, bonding over the absurdity of the prior circumstances. Together, you consider starting a rumor that Michael's actually been a spy this whole time. He almost goes along with the plan until he remembers how easily someone lacking sense of humor could lead to a dagger between Michael's ribs. Still giggling at the idea, regardless, the two of you head off in different directions to explore the rest of the party. Alright, so now we have a more limited set. Alright, so there's this one, Persons of Quality. This is the guy to outwit. This one, Lost Coin. Oh, this is to steal money. Ousted and embittered. A woman stands fuming by herself and just simmering with resentment. Resentment is a poisonous emotion to those who allow it to darken their hearts, but it's fantastically useful to people like yourself, so that we can gain gossip. But this last one looks interesting. This is the simple advice. In the vestibule, you hear some strange noises emanating from a coat closet. Now, whatever could that be? Ooh, large sway to credibility here. I don't know what I should go with, actually, now that we're talking about it. Let us... I think maybe this, chance of shocking and outrageous crown gossip seems pretty... I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind here. It sounds very intriguing. Enticing. That's the word I'm looking for. Enticing. Let's go with it. Ousted and embittered. So try to get some gossip from this lady who's like just angry. Alright, let's try it. Across the room, you spot someone fuming by themselves. Her clothing is resplendent and generally above the station seen at this party, and she carries herself with quiet dignity. Yet, nobody is talking to her. That alone makes her someone worth investigating. Ah, bonsoir, madame, she says with a mild inclination of her head towards you. Here to rub salt in my wounds, I take it? We can be upset at her and say, certainly, just tell me what went wrong and I'll start salting. Or we can ask her, not particularly, in fact, I'm here to help. Or, I don't know, why are you standing by yourself? I think we'll just tell her that we're here to help, maybe.
Huh.
While that's sweet of you to say, I doubt it. You don't know what troubles me, nor do I think you could possibly help. You've lost credibility. To put it simply, Marie, I mean Her Majesty the Queen, sent an intermediary. This servant politely requests that I remove myself from Versailles temporarily, which means by the time that my transgressions are forgotten, so will I be forgotten in return. This means I'll never be invited back to the palace, which is an absolute disaster. I've never been more furious in my life. And we have a credibility challenge. Well, revenge is one small secret way. Or adding small peril. Did you at least do anything exciting before your fall, or was it all so trivial? And, well, that certainly sounds awful. Bone chance and all that. I think we're going to go with this credibility challenge and tell her that revenge seems quite the way to go. Especially since that is the exact reason that we're here at all.
Huh.
Revenge, you say? Yes, that does feel quite poetic. In fact, I know just the thing. With that, she launches into a tale of some of the things she witnessed while at the palace, of the machinations that took place amongst the courtiers of Versailles. You've gained a piece of trivial crown gossip. The two of you talk for a while longer, exchanging stories of plots and bitter rivalries. By the end of the conversation, you're convinced that a life spent in Versailles sounds amazing, even with the intricate social maneuvering that's required. After all, you already have to do such things, but at Versailles you get to do it amidst a life of ease and comfort, sometimes punctuated by incredible decadence to keep things interesting. You part ways, and the former courtier seems invigorated by your discussion. For your part, you look around and begin to see if there's anything else you can accomplish at this party. Alright, so lost coin yet again. Simple advice. Person of quality. And this new one. Turnabout is fair play. A libertine gentleman has need of your skills in order to exact a devastating plot to avenge a petty slight. I think I'd rather with this simple advice. Sway in credibility and possible increase in peril, but I think I'd rather this than some of these other ones. Let's give this a try. You step away from the party proper to take a break in the vestibule. You scan the guests filing in and out of the party, trying to decide where to make your next move. Suddenly, your ears perk up at the sound of something unusual. You hear the sound of a small voice coming from the cloak closet. Ah, a mystery. Finally, something interesting. Or, if this is a secret tryst between star-crossed lovers, it is better not to be on my shawl. Oh, it better not be on my shawl. And a storied building with mysterious noises. Is this a haunting? That seems stupid. Of course it's not a haunting. Let's go with, a mystery. Finally, something interesting. As stealthily as your finery will allow, you walk up to the closet door and press your ear against it. Straining to hear what's on the other side of the door, you hear the mumbling and crying of a young girl. Judging from the sound, she can't be older than 15. Well, we can knock on the door and ask, "Pardon, mademoiselle, are you all right?" Or we can say, "You might want to get out of that closet before you embarrass yourself." Or, "Mademoiselle, are you perchance a vengeful spirit from beyond?" Why do some of these sound really stupid? We're gonna go with the first one, obviously. So knock on the door. "Pardon, mademoiselle, are you all right?" "I'm fine," says the quavering voice on the other side of the closet door. Your doubtful silence speaks volumes. "Actually, I'm not fine," the voice admits. "I'm very not fine. My parents forced me to come here, and I said a bunch of stupid stuff, and everyone got bored or mad, and now it's all just as bad as I thought it'd be." The voice sniffles. "I just wanted to stay home and read books about spies. My name's Emily, by the way. Why does anybody do this?" So, we can ask, "Are you joking? When I was your age, I would have killed for this." Or we do this because we must. This socializing is a trade like any other. And this is another medium credibility. "Mademoiselle, open up. I refuse to converse through a door." Should we talk through the door? I don't know that seems the right call. We could just answer her outright. Let's go with the credibility challenge. For a while, all you can hear is silence from inside of the coat closet. Yes, madame," she replies, thrown off by the sudden sternness in your voice. You can hear her fumbling for the latch of the door. You have gained some credibility. 94, my guys! 94! "Alright, I opened the door, but what should I actually do?" she asked, still sitting the cloak closet, eyeing you warily. "You don't need to talk a lot yet, you just need to listen. Start there. Find someone much older and introduce yourself. They'll be thrilled." This is an easy credibility challenge, it says. And if you're going to be here, you should be memorable. Take a risk. We passed the medium credibility challenge. We have high credibility now. So maybe we'll just hit this easy credibility challenge and see what happens. Find someone much older and introduce yourself. They'll be thrilled.
Huh.
She looks at you warily, but you can tell that getting her to open the door has made this easier than it would have seemed before.
Uh-huh.
"Really? Someone here actually wants to talk to me? That could be good." You've gained a little credibility. We're at 99! Yeah! Slowly, the closet door opens all the way. "All right, here I am. Time to go do party stuff," she says, dabbing away the last traces of tears from her face. It takes a few minutes, but she finally starts to look composed. With an awkward wave, Emily departs to rejoin the party in progress. You see a little bit of yourself in her, and you're not sure if that's a good thing. Alright, there's one final conversation, and this has got to be it. This is it. We're doing it. Vengeance, unmasked. Prepare yourself, for your vengeance is close at hand. Now is the time to slip your mask, and to tear off Marcel's as well. All of your plans, your investigations, and your illicit dealings have led you to this point. So we have a chance at additional credibility, a chance to reduce 30 peril, a chance to increase favor with Elizabeth, and a chance at money. Alright, we're going for it. Geronimo! You time your movements perfectly, walking in just as all the other guests filter out and into the rest of the party itself. You and Marcel are alone. You close the door, ensuring that the two of you will have the privacy that you require. At the sound of the door closing, Marcel turns to look at you. Judging from her unsteadiness, she's had a little too much to drink. She squints curiously at you, obviously trying to figure out who you are under your mask.
Huh.
Do I know you? She asked, taking another long sip from her wine. We could say, "Happy birthday, Marcel," and remove her mask. We could tell her, "Well, you told me never to show my face here again, so I thought the mask was appropriate." Or Here's a hint. I spent a long time getting what I needed to ruin you. I'm gonna go with this middle option. Be mysterious. Dots. No, it can't be you. To what do I owe this intense displeasure, Yvette? Alright, and then we can say, I'm looking for my dear friend, Etienne de Vasseur. Do you know him? Or we can say, you have a lot of secrets, Marcel. How would you like these secrets to stay hidden? Or, don't worry, I'm here to deliver a present. I hope you like gravestones. I think the first one is going to instill some fear in her. I'm looking for my dear friend, Etienne de Vasseur. Do you know him? At the mention of that name, Marcel's voice tightens like a vice. How dare you speak his name? My father... That merchant was very good to this family. Yes, the Dufois lineage has had difficult financial times, but he helped restore us to our rightful place. We are well known and we are respected. Never forget that the world of a noblewoman like myself is worth far more than simple accusations from some abandoned commoner. All you have is words and impotent anger. And we can say that's where you're wrong and show the evidence. Or, it's funny, I was going to say the exact same thing about you. And then show the evidence. I like the second one. Turnabout's fair play, Joik. At that statement, Marcel's face screws up in disgust. But still, she looks at your evidence. She reads every filthy secret you've painstakingly gathered for days. With every page flip, her trepidation and her fear turns into anger, into rage. What do you want from me? She asked through gritted teeth. I'm here to drag the skeletons from your wretched closet into the light to break you. Or, I'm a simple common girl with simple needs. Pay me and your life stays simple too. No, we are definitely taking her down all of the pegs. For sure. To break me? To break me? That's the most laughably stupid thing I've ever heard, Marcel spits, her voice dripping with undisguised venom. She takes a long, messy drink from her wine glass, finishing it. She advances on you so quickly that you find yourself backed up against the double doors. You can smell the wine on her breath, and every word she speaks is punctuated by the yelps and growls of her tiny dog. I don't just come from one great name. I come from two. My father, Etienne de Vasseur, was a brilliant man of business who gave this family its wealth. The original Viscount de Foix, well, he gave us a title. For years, my father loaned that broke, drunk Viscount the money he needed to fund his pathetic little debauches, and asked for nothing in return. When that wastrel died in a gutter somewhere, my father was the only person who knew he even existed. It was only right to take his title. Marcel's nostrils flare as her anger builds, rising to a fever pitch. This is all starting to feel like a mistake. Until you feel your ankle brush up against the latch at the bottom of the door. Until you hear the crowded room full of party guests in the room on the other side. Her eyes close as she angrily lectures you. Only two things matter in this world, money and reputation. I have both. It doesn't matter what evidence you put down. I can make the truth whatever I want it to be, and all of those people out there will lap it up just to be on my good side. Why, you ask? Let me spell this out for you. She coils up like a snake preparing to scream. And the only option, the absolute best option, open the door. With a quick flick of your foot on the door latch, the door opens behind you, and you spill into the other room, drawing the attention of a confused, silent crowd. All eyes focus on you just in time to hear Marcel shriek. I am Marcel de Vasseur. I am Marcel de Foix. I have everything, and you have nothing. The already quiet room falls deathly silent. Slowly, murmurs of confusion build. 100 confused voices build on each other until they form a dull roar. People press forward to question Marcel and obstruct her from your view. You find yourself being lifted to your feet. Suddenly, you're face to face with the same guest who helped you up. What's going on? What is Viscountess Marcel talking about? It's just like she said, she's no Viscountess at all. Or, go to the Cimetière de Colbert. You can ask the real Viscount de Foix. Ooh. I guess we'll explain with an actual like proof. We could just say stuff, but would they listen? The Cimetière de Colbert. Why would a nobleman be buried in such a tiny? The masked guest trails off mid-sentence as she and her friends seem to answer the question for themselves at the same time. The answer seems to dawn upon them. 1,000 strange little details, each ignored individually, suddenly coalescing into an undeniable picture. A picture that reveals a terrible truth. Wait a moment. You're Yvette Ducot, aren't you? One of the women suddenly asks. Yes, I am she, or I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go with, we'll just out with it and say it, because what's the point now? They already know. I knew you seemed familiar, the woman exclaims excitedly. Other guests start to turn into direction to listen. Now it makes sense why Marcel would go to such lengths to slander you. She tried to drive you away because you were too close to the truth. You've gained a staggering amount of credibility and lost a staggering amount of peril. The order of events here is a little backwards, but you'll take it. Madame, you've done the crown a great service by exposing this impostor. We are in your debt. You've gained another staggering amount of favor with Elizabeth. As for Marcel, they both say in unison, Marcel is ruined. The next few moments are a chaotic blur as you are led through Marcel's estate by the crowd. Cheers go up wherever you are seen and toasts are made. Someone even throws you a rose. You get the feeling as if a spell has been broken. How many of these people were Marcel's friends but a moment ago? Did they always secretly hate her? Or did their opinions really change this quickly? Marcel is a monster and got what she deserved, but is justice what they actually care about? How quickly would these people, so swept up in celebration, be willing to turn on you someday? It's a disquieting thought, and one that almost ruins your good spirits. Almost. Yeah, like, so many of these people are just fake pretenders, like, so many fake people. And they're really here just because of the opulence, the potential at having any kind of influence, that they're just pretending to be friends with this person, which, you know, like, having friends is one thing and having fake friends is another. It's very difficult to find out which person is which, and often you have to go through something very difficult to even have a chance at finding this out. But I suppose if you're incredibly privileged, you may have fake friends and never know it because things are going well. But certainly if you are underprivileged, you quickly find out who is in your corner and who is not. You drink deep from the chalice of victory that night. You also drink deep from several actual chalices as you are led to your carriage. Your revenge is complete. Your victory is absolute. You are the talk of the town. Outside, a variety of eager hands help you into your carriage. With a wave to an adoring crowd, your coachman takes off, and you disappear into the night, already a minor legend in your own right. The mysterious countrywoman who broke a viscountess. Woo! We did it! And we got huge credibility, vastly low on the peril, and now we've also gotten some gossip, quite a bit of it. Oh man, everything is coming into place. And now we're at the next day, April 25th. We have another party coming up, but I think this is where we will leave you. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this, especially considering it is the culmination of our revenge, and a great feeling to have finally got one up on the person who was actually, like she was hounding us for being a commoner, like a low station person. But she, in fact, was also of the same heritage, and she has gotten exactly what she has deserved for mockingly taking down people who are exactly like her or come from the same station as her. She absolutely needed to be taken down a number of pegs. And at this point, I don't know if there will be legal and or martial consequences against her. But you know what? I don't care. At this point, we are at the top of the food chain. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I hope you will come back to see what happens next. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, everyone, bye.